And
Yeah.
that's awesome that you have a relationship like that with your family, and especially within whatever industry that you decide to be in, man. Support goes a long way. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? One thing that I will say is when you were talking, for some reason, the word forgiveness just kept popping in my head. And sometimes, as a young person, you can't forgive things that happen to you, but life happens. And the
Yeah.
older that you get, you realize that, hey man, life be lifing sometimes. And you'll see it when you're 18, 16, 17. But when you get older, you start paying bills and you have start real like real life stuff start hitting
Yeah.
you. Man, it's tough. And sometimes the biggest thing, the biggest lessons that we learn are those from forgiving others. You know what I'm saying? And not holding on to hate or how people did us or whatever the case may be. That's why I told you earlier, like, use that as fuel, the good and the bad. Use it as fuel. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But that came through me to tell you just forgiveness, practicing forgiveness, um, is going to get you a long way in your life. And that message is for you. I ain't, so there we go. But Ava Brooks, you are a young philosopher yourself. Um, Confucius say, I want to hear some good advice, some motivation, something to get the beautiful people through their week and through life. You could talk to the young girls if you want to give some life advice. So, Ava Brooks, the AVA, do you have a final word for your beautiful subjects?
I would say with there were so many dreams that I had growing up. Like I did not think this was the way that my life was going to play out. I wanted to go to college for basketball, and then it turned into I wanted to be a show twirler for Disney. And then I got into wrestling, and I was like, this is what I want to do. And then I got into professional wrestling, and I was like, I feel like whenever you know, you know. And I feel like I did work my ass off in my previous sports, but I have never fully indulged myself into something like I have independent wrestling or just wrestling in general. Um, and I feel like we have so many influences and so many voices constantly telling us like society standards of what we should do. And even though those ideas and those goals that they want you to hit, they might work for them or they might work for someone else. We're all different. All of our minds work different. And believe it or not, you should always follow your gut because your gut will tell you exactly what you need to know every single time. Um, I wish I would have listened to my gut sooner with a lot of things. And if I would have, I don't know if I would be in the position that I am now, but I'm always grateful even though we all know sometimes life sucks, right? But no matter what your story is, no matter how your life's gone, I believe that every situation you have been in prepares you for the next step of life. And so you have the right tools to get through whatever the next obstacle is, or even if it's something much, much bigger. Um, I also believe that if you are going to do something, do it 110%. Because one thing that I have learned is I might wrestle and there's 20 wrestlers that I know that hands down I'm better than, right? Could put money on it.
Hmm.
However, there's 500 wrestlers that are way better than I might ever be that I don't know about. And the second that I let my guard down, even though I support all of my friends in wrestling equally, and I want to see them, if my friends would make it to WWE and I didn't, I'm not going to stop being friends with them